volunteering. Even to those abaine emyaka 27, listen carefully. Ona emyaka 28 plus mulize bulungi nnyo. 35-40 ka video akona koralero mbasaba mukawulize bulungi nnyo. First and foremost, I'm so late that I'm late, but that can happen. Better late than never. Omuzungu bwatu bwagamba. So gwe muganda wange abadde alinze program ya 35 for 2080. Yes, nka video kona koralero wetuliawo wetugendo discussingako njikoze chiro. I'm so sorry. So to my beautiful people who always watch my videos the other side of YouTube, please continue to like my videos and subscribe, and then abali ku page ngoli mupya, please always give the page a like and follow the page. You're 40 years, you're 28, you're 27, please listen carefully in today's live video. Yeah, I will start with the yes, feel free to share the videos. I don't stop you from sharing the videos. You can always tag a friend who want to hear something about volunteering. Volunteering is not only done in Germany, but is done in most countries abroad. It's done abroad. That's why we travel abroad. Either you travel to do volunteering, or you travel to be employed, normal employment, or you travel to do au pair, you travel to get married, you have different reasons why you travel. So in this video, we'll talk about strictly volunteering. Volunteering is different from au pair, because for volunteering is also a government-funded organization. Government yejifujirira omusimbi, a government-funded organization to enable us travel abroad to do volunteering services. Or to work abroad, mubufunze. Yes, so volunteering service kankaddemu mu lulimi Oluganda olwaffe. Volunteering service kitegeeza eno program sikimanyi mu Luganda, naye nga program eno ya gavumenti nga yagiteekawo gwe okusobola okujja applyinga okuva wonna woli okujja mu nsi nga Germany okubaako emirimu gy'okola. Nga main objective omulamwa omukulu ogwa program ya volunteering osobola okukola ki okujja eno still training emirimu bwebityo, naye nga ensasulayo era obeera tosasulwa nga muntu mwenyini omusala gw'ofuna ng'ofuuse ng'oluddewo nnyo mu nsi eno. Era nga volunteer eno erina visa yayo gye tuyita volunteer visa. So most of you who are here in Germany, trust me, you used this volunteer visa, and that's why you're here. So volunteer visa, tujja kujoogerako nnyo. Volunteer visa has enabled abaana okutravelinga from Africa to Europe, from Asia to Europe, from different parts of the world to Europe, I can say to Germany, for work. Who has to provide you with the invitation? Ani ino kuandikira invitation ya volunteer eno. Volunteer service or volunteer still employer abagenda kuandikira kyetuyita worker contract, volunteer contract. I'll give an example. Ondabira Uganda, you're watching me from Kenya, from anywhere you're watching this video from. Volunteer, it will be a company in Germany or an organization or a company that can write for you a contract, and it will send you back home, because we have companies here nga bo bagala ku employing abantu babere nga bakusasula sente siza wangi nnyo, but you are working, because for volunteers you're working normal hours just like me. You can work like 40 hours okola hours 40 mu week, naye nga sasulayo ebera, you know. Yes, so volunteer contract eberako sente zogenda okusasulwa, eberako ne bogenda okusula. Era volunteer abamu yesalawo najje processing lako. You can decide to go for it yourself. How? By calling up, by writing a motivation letter or applying in a given company n'abagamba I want to volunteer in your company. Where can you do volunteering? Osobola gikola ku mirimu ki? Nja kuwa ekyokugezesaako. Tulina abakadde, older people balinayo something like spielplatz oba tetuyita abaana we bazannyira. Nekati enebera special nti abakadde bano they go outside okufuna ku fresh air. Abakadde bano batambulamu okufuna ku physical exercises. Abakadde bano bakwata obuggo bwabwe ne batambulamu ne bafuna ku kawewo just to keep their bones fresh. So in those areas you can apply. Me, I want to deal with older people. Still basobola okuddamu. Then the other place are hospitals. Tulina amalwaliro. You can apply for volunteering. You can be a qualified nurse, yes, and you want to do fast volunteering because life abroad is step by step. Until you can apply for volunteering in hospitals, degree, your master degree, no soka no jiteke bali, but newe samu katoni nogamba, you know what, me I want to apply for volunteering in this hospital, in that hospital, in this hospital. So, yes. Okay, Robert, I will answer that question also. You can still apply for these services in the hospitals. You can always be attended to. The other places are kindergartens. Yes, kindergartens. You can also apply there. We have a lot of teachers, but you had no access. So you can also go for a volunteer visa and use this visa to my dear teachers. Also, genda no kolachi, no saba nti goyagala kola musomero. Never kuwereza chi work contract eyo nojja nokola volunteering abroad. So volunteer atachitegedde. I will repeat once again. Volunteer is a government funded program. Au pair is also a government funded program. We have different programs as funded by government. Officially, they are government funded program. Volunteer, au pair, they are both government funded program. For the young youth to come and work. For those that are 27, you can apply for volunteer. You're 20, you can apply for volunteer. If you're 27, 28, 30, 40, then for you go for another program. It's called BFD. So I'm coming to that part. But volunteer, or you can call it FSJ mu lulimi Olujamani. Okay, I'll go on comment section when I wind up this video. When I wind up this video. So it is FSJ. Some of our brothers and sisters first enter here and they work as au pair. Then after au pair, you go for that visa or you go for that process, because for au pairing is 1 year, and after 1 year, then you have to go for this volunteer. It's a voluntary service. Or mu lulimi Olujamani you can call it freiwillige. It's called, sorry. Mu lulimi Olujamani you can call it freiwillige Sozialhilfe. Kitegeeza nti it's a voluntary service, no? Sympathy, thank you so much. So I'll end up with that BFD, whereby people who are above 28 can go for that. And yeah, so for this voluntary service, is okay. You can be 20, you can be 27, you can do this, but at least maximum 27 for this volunteer service. If you're above 27, then that is another visa called BFD. Yeah. So for this service, au pairs wind up their first year nakola omwaka gumu. To those au pairs abambuziza ate contract bwegwako tulagawa, please listen carefully. If your dream is to do au pair, or if you're an au pair here, you're doing au pair in Germany, naye mukwano uliza bulungi. So if you wind up that year, you can choose to renew your contract within European countries, or you can go for FSYOT. After FSYOT, you can always go for what we call apprenticeship or house building. Bwomalako guno omwaka ogumu ogwa FSYOT oba ogwa volunteering mu lulimi olwaffe oluzungu. Joyce ngenda kubanyonyola kwa program because program eyo abasinga gye mwagadde abali 25 35, so awo etugenda okubeera nga we tugenda osembyayo mu kabidi akoonako olwaleero. But volunteering services volunteering visa oba tetuyita freiwillige soziale Jahre, kigambo kya German kitegeeza volunteering in German. Ekyo ekintu kiri funded by the government. How is this funded by the government? In case you're stuck, so it will be the government okubeera nga oyiyawo okusula. You know, yeah, I know a lot of you things result the other way around and you end up, you know, government has to give you accommodation plus some pocket money. Okay. So, buli agala okola volunteering, please consider the following requirements. These are the following requirements on volunteering. Make sure you have the following requirements if you want to do volunteering in Germany or if you want to go for that visa. Okay. Make sure you have a CV. Njagala nubiza mu Luganda mu Luzungu. Gwe fuba nnyo okulabika ng'olina CV ekwogerako. Mu lulimi Olujamani tukiyita Lebenslauf. Making sure olina CV. Current CV eno ne bwe kiba nga si ki, making sure nti mu bulamu bwo otambula ng'olina CV. Experience yonna, for any additional experience you get, add this CV. Let CV be part of you. Because in anything you'll apply, someone wants simply to see your identity through that CV. So, gwe mugenda nga ntunuulira oba ndaba mu kaseera kano. Si volunteer visa yokka gye wandifuniddeko CV, but make sure in your life you always move with a CV. So, ka CV ako kaba kajja kuyambako in one way or the other way. Then, second requirement. Second requirement, ejja kubeera ku language. In everything you do, anything you plan, the other requirement will be the language in case you want to do volunteering in Schengen countries. Ejja kuba requirement, but however, you can get a company, nga for them, they use English. Guys, in German, but nga bo baagala muntu ayogera Luzungu. So nga they are so much ready to send you the invitation or the work contract that you will present at the embassy in English. Move volunteering. So ojja kufuna company. Nga yo company y'abazungu located in Germany and they are much willing to send you the invitation. Things look to be impossible, but they are possible, Bambi. Then the other thing, kakosa in most cases company yesalawo level gye yagala yinza okugamba twagala A2, twagala B1, twagala B2. Company yesalawo. So for those who want to apply in Schengen countries, company ebeere n'okukola ki okusalirawo. I don't know who has sent me the stars, but thank you so much for sending me the stars or for sponsoring this program. Nash Sylvia, thank you so much for the stars. Okay, so the other requirement, tuvudde ku CV bambi yo making sure nti ogirina. CV simply ebeerako amannya go, ebeerako okusomako, wasomerako wa, ebeerako work experience yo, ebeerako emizejo, your hobbies. CV ebeerako ba references, bomanyi Yeah, so mwena mumanyi CV wabula weva much nti 10 temubulamu atamanyi. So I'm explaining this to those who don't understand CV, what it means by getting a CV. Thank you so much, Badil, for the stars. Gwatamanyi CV, make sure nti owayo obisomo byo okusomako identity card, your study degrees byonna bibeereko plus your work experience. Even when you've worked in Arabic countries, gitekeko nti okay nze nakolako maybe oba house girl myaka 2. Of course not every tibuli akola ba house girl ntaba nti you know bitekeko. Because ogwo mulimu gwemutunyoma wane Germany bagusomera emyaka 3, just someone to get that experience to work with kids, to work in a house, working as a house. This is great work, cleaning these windows. So as in for me, sina mulimu gwenyoma. Annette Kiraro, thank you for the start. Thank you for sponsoring my program always. Moses Atugambete. And those with medical background allowed to volunteer. With medical background, it depends. By the way, if you're sick, for example, if you're positive, I would say HIV positive, you don't qualify to do heavy work. You don't qualify to do heavy work. No. But there are those who are sick, but they can take medication as they work. But for some jobs, you're not allowed to do heavy work. So, with the requirements, Nkugambia CV, please note the CV, language certificate. For those who don't know Schengen countries, when you get to Schengen countries, these Schengen countries, if you haven't yet applied, woliriza bulungi olabe o ensi joyagala applying gamu. Ensi zino wamanga zogera nnimi zaabwe. I will start with Germany. Germany yogera olulimi lu Germany. Netherlands ekosa lu Netherlands oba lu Holland oba lu Dutch. Ensinga Belgium ekosa lu Dutch, ensinga Sweden eyogera lu Swedi, ensinga France ekosa lu Faransa, ensinga Italy eyogera lu Italiano, oba lu Italy, ensinga Deni bakozesa lu Deni, nensi endala gwenga zomanyi. Tulinawo Malta ensi zino ziri mu Europe entono nazo zogera lulimi lwabwe. Czechia bakosa lulimi lwabwe. Ensi zonna zomanyi mu abali Europe musobola okunjulira. So muganange, if you want to apply and you don't know Schengen countries, those are some of the Schengen countries. Make sure you go learn the language before you think of telling someone to do what? Before you think of applying for volunteering. Volunteering, they need the certificate of German. Okay, with a CV, the CV njogedeko, then ngenda kuda ku motivation letter. Motivation letter oboli opeyo jetaga. Actually ka video kanova opea munyambe opea come back in this video. Bobo bado videko soko okomeo opeas, future opeas mkomeo uko katono mo video eno. Because in the whole thing opea still or no kuberanga all this information in future opea. Yes, for you mwetaga A1 when language ya mwetagisa bingi nnyo. You don't need too much. Grant, thank you so much. Lorenzo tokolima. I don't intend to hurt anyone in my videos. So my opeas bamikwano temuna kubula mu videos zino. Let me use this opportunity to thank those au pairs that put things that I say in practice. In practice, you will forgive me. We use German to togera luzungu, so I just do my best to kulabikanga. You understand what I say? Azo nange nimbategera. So taking time in my inbox or video or complaining L3 is like this, is like this. You can also sit at the page or review the videos for you to be able to get what you want, to get the information that you want. Okay, because I love you so much and I find myself not being enough for you all in the inbox. But however, you can always sit here, get that most interested part, then again there. Kale, I will talk about those who are 35 years plus. 30. Your program is called BFD. BFD kitegeeza ki? Bemuganda wange yakatuninga in. Olina emyaka 3. Mazo. Okay. If you have more information, I always welcome it. Any extra information, and I will deliver it here on the page. If it's about work, anything about work, I'll be delivering it here. If I fix time, I will. Okay. Dadon, feel free to ask me any question you want to ask me when I'm streaming live. I can always answer it because I'm seeing comments on the comment section. Myself, I'm on the comment section. I don't miss any comment. Point of information. They speak French and Dutch because they share border with the Netherlands, Denmark, Danish. France, German, Italiano. Okay. Yeah, thank you for the information, for your additional information. But here in Germany, if you want to work, you want to do volunteering, you want to live here, you want to study here, anything you want, even just to sleep, you have to study the German language. And sometimes we get some people who are from Netherlands and they just want to live in German, and they find themselves going back to German school. And if I speak German and you speak Netherlands, they're a little bit the same. A little bit the same. Someone speaking Netherlands, I can understand him. And it's like, I can say Luganda and Lusoga. Yeah. So, German as a country always love that you are not bored here, that you speak the language, that you can interact with the situation and with the culture of Germany. So, yeah, for Italy, France, I've never been there, but I know for sure they always use their mother tongue. Okay, so if you're 30 years plus, if you're 29, 30, 40, please, your program is called BFD, meaning Bundesfreiwillige Dienst. Bundesfreiwillige Dienst. Ali 35, if you're older, you can go for this program. You can go for this program. But someone of 26 can still apply for this program. Yes, you can still apply for this program. And the difference between BFD and FSJ is here. In payments, this person gets a little bit more money compared to the other one. If the other one is getting 300 euros, this one is getting 450. So there is a difference. I'm trying just to give you a picture. Ekyokugezeseza nti oli omuvubuka oli afuna sente katugeze oli agenze ku volunteer nga n'emyaka 27 nono wa BFD ali n'emyaka 3 nti ono afuna kakasente kanji okusingako ate oli. So bana abalina emyaka 4 oba 3 still is the same program. Osobola ekikwawulako nti ofuna kakasente kanji okusingako kwoli. So mufune enjawulo eyo nti gobeera ogenda ku applyinga kufuna visa wobeera ng'oli 30 plus genda nga program eno ogimanyi mu mutwe gwe ya BFD. Ngoli 30 something plus. These are all government programs that enable us international people to travel here and do these services. But however, even Germans are free to do volunteering outside of their countries or in Africa, but they don't want. They don't want to do these services. They don't, because volunteering is like pastoring. Or the pastor or the Uganda, you want to preach the gospel. Jukira nti this country gospel si chikulu. I've never seen someone ukukubonga preaching enjiri. I've never. Simulabangako. Ntayimiride kukuba preaching enjiri. Techiriyo. So for these programs, we can come here and do the programs. This program is just 1 year to 1.5 years. It's less than 2 years. So if you want to come and do these programs, contract is 1 year to 1.5 years. That is for FSY and that is for BFD, to you who is 28 plus. So for au pair, it starts from 6 months to 1 year, maximally 1 year. For this program, it is maximum done in 1.5 years. But after 1.5 years, osobola okufuna ebintu bino wamanga advantages in case omaze okukola ekyo. Nga nakugamba, you can either go for further studies or for job training or for house building. Abasinga kumwe mugimanyi, those who are living here, you know house building kitegeeza kubeera nga obaako kyosoma. In case results ziraga nti wakoma mu senior ey'okuna oba olina emyaka 3 oba wazaddeko abaana 2, you can always go choose for something to add on. You can go back to school. Oba olina abaana 2, yes, because you can have 2 kids. And during that period, the most thing that you did for yourself to go and study the language. Studying the language is very good. So they will give you a list of programs. Balabe oyagala genda kukola busomesa, oyagala genda kubya saluni, naye bya saluni enviri za bazungu, but still government ebere kuteekamu ensimbi. That's why I said all these programs are government funded, and I stick on that point. All these programs are government funded because doing this program for 1 year or pay 6 months, 1 year, after 1 year, you follow their social programs, you do the volunteering, you do all this, you're building up something. And you're building up something as you study the language. That's why most of you Mbagambanti, yes, wherever Uganda, you came from where you came from with a degree, you were a qualified nurse, and you reach here, you are disappointed. They tell you, okay, first go back to school. You have to go back to school. It's very normal in Germany. Very normal in Germany. So once you go to school, you get your A2, then you qualify to ask for any job. Any job. Kala. Who is watching me from Dubai? From Dubai to Germany. Jonah, I always love to do that, but people complain a lot, and I'm one person, I can't attend to you all, but however, sometimes I pick some time to go through those comments, and I answer. Those that I answer don't show themselves. Those that I don't answer show themselves. So how do you see if we do the programs here, and you ask your question directly from the page? Okay, so that is it for this program. You can always go for a job training or study again. Munange mulimu abananga yakoma mu senior 4 na toba chi volunteer na chikuba at the end of the day. By the way, let me give you the best example. Kambaka example akasengo bulungi. You're married. You're a woman, you're married, you have kids. During that period of having kids, you didn't think of working in Germany because your hubby was providing everything, or your wife was providing everything. Time comes, you know, life is unpredictable. You can't predict life suddenly. God forbid. You lose your partner that has been taking care of you because you were idle. I mean, you were just a housewife. It happens, you have kids and kids have grown, they're 10, they're 7, maybe, sorry to say this, you lose your partner. I will repeat, you will stay confused because your life has to move on. You have bills to pay, you have insurance to pay, you have, but you didn't mind of going to school in that time when you were with him. In that time you were a mom. So you have to do house building. Finally, you have to start your house building. Or you're 40 years, or you're 30 years, you have to start house building. The only thing that can save you, maybe if you speak the language, then you can do the available jobs. So you'll have no option. You will just have to do any job that comes across you. Mukwano gwo mukyalo mpulira. I mix my video because ndinaka abaana nga banyumirwa nnyo ekintu kino mu Luganda. Then I have those that are living in Kenya and they don't even understand our local language. But I love you all. So, Munangi, make sure that you always prepare yourselves in life for any situation that comes across you. How can I apply? How can I apply for volunteer? For volunteer, if you want to apply for volunteering, for example, there's some students that watch my videos directly from Uganda. Even they have their B1 certificate. That is so sweet. Go ahead, search for a company, an organization. Search for a company or an organization and apply from there. Make sure you can write what we call, hold on, a motivation letter. A motivation letter. Motivation letters, no? We have a motivation, we have a motivation letter that you have to give the embassy. And then you have this motivation letter that you have to send to the company where you want to get a contract. These are two motivation letters. You need to know the difference between these two motivation letters in your documents. So before you apply at the embassy, you need to write to the embassy why you want to go to Germany. So that motivation letter is strictly for the embassy. Then we have another motivation letter that you need to write to the company itself here in Germany. So in this motivation letter, you have to write to them, to the company, why have you chose to do volunteering in their company? What are your main objectives of you volunteering in their company? All information you know kujiteka mu motivation letter gy'owandikira company eno gy'agala ekweereze contract. So nawe au pair, sister, brother, I told you au pair is for both genders, omwala n'omulenzi. So au pair, my brother, my sister. The other side, you have to write a motivation letter to your host families. Write these letters. Write these motivation letters. For au pairs, you can write this motivation letter to your host family. And then for volunteering, you can write these motivation letters to your company or to your organization. Okay, let me go through the comment section shortly so that I answer some questions passing down the comment section. So, Q&A, feel free now to ask your question before we close up. Okay, let me go on the comment section and I answer some questions. My network is not clear, naenga. I hope now katimondaba. Okay. Okay. Florence atugambye, hold on. Florence atugambye, I'm reading the last comment as I come down because of the network. Tugambye nte, naye nze, that salary of au pairs, me, here I start from 2 a.m. Now that 1.2. Okay. But this 1.2 for au pairs is okay because you're living in a good environment, you're insured, because for insurance, your host family is insuring you. And actually your minds develop. You don't think like you're at home. You don't think like you're at home. So for the young youth, for like a child, I'm as a senior 60, it is enough. It is enough. I insist, it is enough. My network is going off and on, but I'm so sorry for that. So for you, go for the other program, BFD. Okay? Yeah. And if you get enough salary where you're watching me from, always be comfortable with what you have. Salaries. If you feel you have enough, always be comfortable and stay where you are. Why would you want to travel if you're okay? Just, it's a question of you planning, having proper plans for yourself. You can even develop yourself at home. For example, you're in Africa, you can develop yourself from home. Melissa, yes, tugafuna amatoke. Those 2 motivation letters, I write it in which language? German language. German language. Write the motivation letters in German language. BFD najikugambye nti yeyo volunteering service nenga oli 27 to 45 years. Okay? Yeah, so it is also a volunteer service. Okay, let me go up and read the comments. Geko watugambye atya, just send me your number, we talk, I know something, but I need some highlights. Okay. For those who did diplomas, of course, munanga basoma temwejjusa bambi. Still working in South Africa, you're welcome. Our network our network ateri kiriya mulaba mutaba mikwano. I will always see Gite Florence is okay. Gite. Alright, thank you guys that have been on. If I didn't finish senior 4, it will be a struggle. It will be a struggle. It will be a struggle. Unless ofunye guy nga akukwanye, ofunye mukazi nga akukwanye. Everything. Mulimu some programs nga zijja kuzibuwalira bobera nga tewakola senior 4 nja kugamba tuwandika motivation letter to the company ekutawanye. You get? So that has been that for today. Tujja kubeera nga tweyongerayo abalungi nakugambye nti requirements is a volunteering in Germany. Briefly, wuliriza bulungi ebintu bino obitwale ogenda osule nabyo nga tumaliza akavidiyo konakola lero. As we wind up this video, these are the requirements that you need to know or to have before going for this kaga. Okay. Briefly, this is what you must have. Make sure for volunteering service, these are the requirements that you must have. First requirement, make sure you prepare yourself a CV, smart CV. Second requirement, make sure that you have a contract from a company in Germany or an organization. Third one, make sure you have German language certificate. With the German language, it depends on the company inviting you. So it can be A2 volunteering. I'm talking about volunteering. It can be A2, it can be 1, it can be B2, because we have those people who want to do nursing but volunteering. We want to volunteer in Altheim, amayumba g'abakadde to help these elder people. Those nurses, basoma, they go to school for 3 years, so you must have B2 or B1 German language. So the eyambuziza ku kya language nti mukwano gwa ali German yakugamba A1, that is good. Ye information je yakuwa, but always chisinzira ku company ku invite. Even we have those companies that they only need English certificate or they need a proof that you can speak English. Yes. Nga bagala ba mwana asomye Lungereza. Lolo labiko datinga mu Germany. Nga ebyo tetujja byesaako. Like oli ku mu Germany. Nga gemaanyi ago gobera nago. So about the language, that is it. The other thing, bw'obanga oyagala kulumbanga gwe, if you want to move as you without an invite or without a contract or without nothing, make sure you can afford your housing facility. You can come with your money, you pay rent, and you look for companies where you can do volunteering. And houses in German, they depend. Cost of living in German depend on the area. In the villages, you can always get a house from 300. A single room, get me well, single room in villages, like where I live. Okay? So if you want to come as you, on your own, you are a politician, you are ex-president, bakunonya, bagala kukola biki, you want to come and do these services as you, take a musente zo. And you apply for that visa. It's called volunteer visa. And the last but not the least. Yeah, the last but not the least. Make sure nti certificate ya German, that German language certificate that you present is only and only from Goethe Institute. You can study German online. You can study anywhere you can study from. You can study German from other schools, but make sure the exams you do or the certificates that you present are strictly from Goethe Institute. Because at the embassy, that is all you need to present. No other certificates. There is no magic in this stuff. Totally magic. Okay? No magic. Make sure you have the German certificate. Okay. So those are some of the requirements. Additional requirement, passport. Make sure you have your passport very ready with you. Passport photos, of course, you know that. Duly completed forms. Your application forms should be fully fulfilled. You have to fill in everything. Of course, at the end you have to sign, and then those chairmen will come in to sign on your application forms. LC1, LC2, LC3, RDC. All those stamps have to be there to prove that yes, we know this person. If you've never filled in the forms, that is what you need. You need to fill in these forms yourselves. I have even here a group of people for Europe, for EU. If you want to come in European Union, you have to attend to these appointments yourself. Visas don't take long. You can submit and you wait up to 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And don't buy air tickets without a visa, because a visa can be bounced or given. So wait to buy air tickets to Papambu. Yes, because you applied, you attended the interview, duso yagala genda ku booking a airplane. Darling, hold on. Okay. All right. See you in my next stream. Stay blessed. To the new people, I'm called Lilian Lagman. I stream live from Niedersachsen, a beautiful village called Haren, very far close to the border of Netherlands, still in the north of Netherlands. Distance at the border is where you can always find me. Very deep in Germany. In German, but in German, like, you know, yes, you know where Germany connects to Netherlands? That in Niedersachsen, a small village called Haren, is where I always stream live, and that is where I sleep, and is where I'm living. So if you're looking for me, always distance to those who are in Netherlands. You know the northern part of Netherlands? That is where I am. And the northwest of Germany, I'll look to the compass direction so that I come back with the right direction where I am in Germany. Okay. So, rewatch the videos. I always give my numbers in different videos. If you're new, yes, I'm Lilian Lagman. Please don't always forget to... Oh my God. Patrick Rosevinko mbera yulirwa Sunday. Patrick Rosevinko is a village in Netherlands where we have our church. We have our church there, so always mbera yo every Sunday. I never miss Ndinga Musumba. But yeah, Rosevinko in Netherlands.